Welcome back to our channel, World Coins History. As you knew that old is gold, but these rare $quarter coins that are most valuable than you think, don't spend one of them. You're lucky if you have one of these, so please watch complete video and find your treasure. Let's start this. Top 1. Today, we're diving deep into a coin that might just be hiding in your pocket change, the United States $quarter from 1974. This little piece of history might not look like much at first glance, but there's a fascinating story behind it, and it could be worth a small fortune. Stick around, and by the end of this video, you'll know why this 1974 quarter could potentially bring you a whopping $65,000. Let's start by setting the stage. The 1974 $quarter is a standard issue coin, just like any other quarter you may have in your coin jar. But, as with many rare and valuable coins, what sets this one apart is the condition and rarity. Coins from this era were widely circulated, so you might be wondering, what makes the 1974 quarter stand out? Well, this particular coin is not just a piece of change, it's a rare find that collectors eagerly search for. The key to understanding why this coin is so valuable lies in a specific set of circumstances. The 1974 $quarter was part of the regular minting process, but there was a particular error in the minting process for some of these coins. These rare errors, such as misprints, misalignments, and unusual details, are what makes certain 1974 quarters so highly sought after in the numismatic world. But it's not just the error coins that collectors are interested in. The 1974 $quarter has become a symbol of the changing times in the United States. The coin represents an era of transition, with the nation moving through political shifts, economic challenges, and social change. Coins from this time, especially ones with unique characteristics, carry a sense of nostalgia and historical importance that resonates with collectors and investors alike. Now, let's talk about the design. On the front of the coin, you'll find the familiar image of George Washington, the first President of the United States. This iconic portrait, first introduced in 1932, has become a staple of U.S. quarters. On the reverse side, you'll see an eagle in flight, holding an olive branch and arrows. The eagle, a symbol of American strength, is beautifully detailed and adds to the coin's overall aesthetic appeal. So, how can you tell if your 1974 quarter is worth more than just 25 cents? The answer lies in the coin's condition and any possible minting errors it may have. Most 1974 quarters were circulated and have been worn down over time, but if you happen to have one that is in uncirculated or near perfect condition, you could be sitting on something much more valuable. These coins are rare, and the demand for them among collectors keeps growing. And then there's the golden ticket, the error coins. These coins could have slight variations in the design, incorrect lettering, or even unusual wear from the minting process. Coins with such errors are extremely rare, and that rarity drives up their value exponentially. Collectors who specialize in minting errors are constantly on the lookout for these unique pieces, and they're willing to pay top dollar to add them to their collections. So, just how much can a 1974 $quarter be worth? Well, if you're lucky enough to have one of these error coins in mint condition, or if it's particularly well preserved, you could be looking at a value of $65,000. Yes, you heard that right, $65,000 for a single 1974 quarter. Now, imagine that. A simple, everyday coin worth that much. It's a reminder of how much hidden potential lies in the world of coin collecting. If you've got a 1974 $quarter tucked away somewhere, make sure to check its condition carefully. Who knows? You might be holding onto a piece of history that could change your financial future. Top 2. We're shining the spotlight on a seemingly ordinary coin that has caught the attention of collectors worldwide, the United States $quarter from 1990. At first glance, it might seem like just another piece of change, but this quarter has a secret that could be worth a small fortune. Stick with me, and by the end of this video, you'll know why the 1990 $quarter could be worth an incredible $35,000. The 1990 $quarter was part of the ongoing U.S. Mint series, and like all coins, it was produced in massive numbers. So, what's so special about this particular year? Well, unlike some coins that have obvious errors or unique features, the 1990 quarter's value often lies in its condition and rarity. While most of these coins were used in everyday transactions, there's a select few that have survived in pristine, uncirculated condition, making them highly desirable for collectors. And when you add in a few rare variants and minting errors, the value can skyrocket. Before we dive into the potential value, let's talk about the design. The 1990 quarter features the well-known image of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan in 1932. Washington's portrait, displayed on the obverse side, is an enduring symbol of American heritage. On the reverse side, the eagle clutching arrows and an olive branch stands as a symbol of peace and strength, an emblem that has graced the U.S. quarter for decades. But here's the twist: despite the relatively simple design, it's the condition of the coin that truly impacts its worth. A coin in pristine condition with no signs of wear or tarnishing is much rarer than you might think. And if you have a 1990 quarter that was well preserved and stored correctly for decades, it could be far more valuable than the average circulating coin. Now, let's talk about those unique features that can turn an ordinary 1990 quarter into something extraordinary. Error coins are the goldmine of coin collecting, and a minting mistake on a 1990 quarter could make it worth thousands. Some error coins feature off-center strikes, double images, or other interesting variations that set them apart from the standard issue. These variations are rare and extremely valuable to collectors who specialize in minting errors. So, if you happen to come across a 1990 quarter with a minting mistake, you may be holding onto a true gem. And, of course, there are other factors that can increase a 1990 quarter's value. Coins that have been kept in immaculate condition, free from scratches, discoloration, or damage, are highly sought after. When a coin is kept in a temperature-controlled environment and handled carefully, its value increases significantly. So, the key to finding a quarter worth a fortune is really all about the coin's condition and the rarity of any potential minting errors. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for: how much could a 1990 quarter dollar be worth? If you're lucky enough to have a well-preserved 1990 quarter or one with a rare minting error, it could fetch an astounding $35,000. That's right, $35,000 for a single coin that, in most cases, you would have thought was just another regular quarter. It's incredible to think that something so small and seemingly ordinary can hold such value. So, the next time you're digging through your spare change or looking through your coin collection, take a closer look at those 1990 quarters. If you've got one that's in fantastic shape or features an error, you could be sitting on a hidden treasure. Top 3. We're about to take a closer look at a coin from the 1980s that might just be sitting in your spare change right now. It's the United States quarter dollar from 1980. At first glance, this coin may not seem like anything special, but trust me, there's much more to it than meets the eye. By the end of this video, you'll understand why this seemingly ordinary quarter could be worth a staggering $48,000. The 1980 quarter is part of the iconic Washington quarter series, a design that has been in circulation for decades. The coin features the familiar portrait of George Washington, along with the eagle on the reverse side. At first glance, it looks just like any other quarter you've seen before, right? But what many don't realize is that some 1980 quarters have a hidden potential that could make them incredibly valuable. One key reason why these quarters are so sought after is because of the conditions in which they were stored. While most quarters from this year were used in daily transactions, some were carefully kept in pristine condition, making them much rarer than you might think. A coin that has survived the test of time without being worn down by circulation can fetch a premium. And when we talk about near-perfect or uncirculated condition, that's where the value starts to climb. But there's more. What truly set some of these 1980 quarters apart are the errors that were made during the minting process. Minting errors are one of the most exciting aspects of coin collecting because they are so rare and can make a seemingly ordinary coin extraordinarily valuable. The 1980 quarter could have subtle, yet noticeable, mistakes that collectors dream of finding. Whether it's an off-center strike, double die, or some other rare misprint, these errors are extremely coveted by collectors who specialize in minting anomalies. Now, let's take a step back and talk about the design of this coin. The obverse features a portrait of George Washington, originally designed by John Flanagan. This image has been on the quarter for decades and is one of the most recognizable portraits of any U.S. president. On the reverse, you'll find the majestic eagle, representing the strength and freedom of the United States. The eagle clutching the olive branch and arrows is symbolic of both peace and strength, making this design an enduring emblem of American values. While the design is certainly meaningful, it's the rarity and condition of the 1980 quarter that can drive its value through the roof. As time goes on, more and more of these coins become worn or damaged, which makes high-quality examples increasingly scarce. If you happen to have one of these quarters that is in fantastic shape, or even better, if it features one of those coveted minting errors, you could be holding on to a small treasure. So, what's the big payoff for finding a high-quality or error 1980 quarter? If you've got one that's in mint condition or has an error, you could be looking at a value of an impressive $48,000. That's right, $48,000 for a quarter. It's amazing to think that such a small piece of currency could hold so much value, but in the world of coin collecting, anything is possible. If you've been collecting coins for a while or you're just getting started, make sure to keep an eye out for those 1980 quarters. If you find one in excellent condition or with a minting error, you could be sitting on a rare and valuable piece of history. Remember, coin collecting isn't just about finding rare coins, it's about uncovering hidden treasures that could change your financial future. Top 4, we're going to take a look at a coin from the early 70s that might just surprise you with its value. It's the United States quarter dollar from 1971. At first glance, it might look like just another coin, but trust me, there's more to this quarter than meets the eye. Stick around, and by the end of this video, you'll know why this coin could be worth an incredible $68,000. So, why is the 1971 quarter such a hot topic in the coin collecting world? Let's dive into the details. While most of these quarters were produced and circulated widely, there's a particular group that has become extremely valuable over time: coins that were minted with certain errors, as well as those that have remained in excellent, uncirculated condition. If you have a 1971 quarter that hasn't seen much wear, you might have a rare find on your hands. To understand why this coin can be worth so much, let's talk about the background. In 1971, the United States was at an interesting point in its economic and political landscape. The country had just gone off the gold standard, and the mint was adjusting its coin production methods to reflect these changes. During this time, new techniques in coin production were used, which sometimes led to small, yet significant, errors in the minting process. It's these rare minting errors that can elevate the value of a coin like the 1971 quarter. Minting errors come in many forms, but the most notable ones for this quarter are things like off-center strikes, double dies, and other mistakes that occurred during the minting process. These errors make the coin unique and very desirable to collectors, especially those who specialize in error coins. The more unusual the error, the higher the potential value. So, if you've ever wondered whether those slight imperfections on your coin could make it worth something, now you know. Another reason the 1971 quarter holds value is because of its condition. Like any collectible, the better the condition, the more it's worth. Over the years, most 1971 quarters have been circulated and show signs of wear, but if you happen to find one that has been well preserved in a collection or carefully stored away, you're in luck. Uncirculated coins are much rarer and can command premium prices in the market. The design of the 1971 quarter is familiar to most of us. The portrait of George Washington, created by John Flanagan, graces the front of the coin. The reverse side features an eagle holding arrows and an olive branch, symbolizing the balance of strength and peace. This design has become iconic, and while it's not unique to the 1971 quarter, the condition and rarity of these coins make them special. But here's where things get really interesting. If you have a 1971 quarter in exceptional condition, or better yet, one with a rare minting error, you could be looking at a value that's far beyond face value. The demand for well-preserved coins, especially those with errors, has only grown over time. Coin collectors are constantly on the lookout for these rare finds, and if you happen to have one of these treasures, you could be sitting on a small fortune. So, what's the potential value of a 1971 quarter? If you have one of these error coins, or a pristine uncirculated example, it could be worth an astounding $68,000. Yes, you heard that right, $68,000 for a quarter. It's incredible to think that such a simple coin could hold so much value, but that's the magic of coin collecting. If you've been collecting coins for a while or you're just starting to dive into this fascinating world, take a moment to check your coin jars, piggy banks, or old collections. That 1971 quarter sitting at the bottom could be worth a lot more than you think. Top 5 and last rare quarter, we have a fascinating topic that could make you take a second look at your pocket change, the United States quarter dollar from 1986. This coin might look like a regular quarter at first, but there's more to this little piece of history than meets the eye. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll find out why this 1986 quarter could be worth a jaw-dropping $58,000. So, what makes the 1986 quarter such an exciting coin for collectors? At first glance, the 1986 quarter may seem pretty ordinary. After all, it's part of the regular U.S. quarter series, featuring George Washington on the front and the eagle on the reverse. However, as with many coins from this period, there's something special about the 1986 quarter that could make it a rare and valuable find. In 1986, the U.S. Mint was still producing large quantities of quarters for circulation. While most of these coins were used in everyday transactions and eventually worn down with time, there are a few that have been preserved in mint condition. And it's these coins, those that have survived the wear and tear of daily circulation, that have become highly desirable to collectors. Coins from this period that have been kept in excellent condition are increasingly rare, which makes them much more valuable. But wait, there's another reason this coin is catching the eyes of collectors, and that's because of the possibility of minting errors. Minting errors are one of the most exciting things to look for in coin collecting. Even a small mistake in the production process can make a coin drastically more valuable. For example, some 1986 quarters were minted with off-center strikes, double dies, or other flaws that make them stand out. These error coins are incredibly rare and highly sought after by collectors who specialize in misprints. Now, let's take a moment to appreciate the design. The 1986 quarter still features the same classic design that has been used on U.S. quarters since 1932. The obverse side shows the timeless portrait of George Washington, created by John Flanagan, and the reverse side features the eagle in flight, holding arrows and an olive branch, a symbol of peace and strength. This design has stood the test of time and remains one of the most iconic in U.S. coinage. While the design is iconic, the real value in the 1986 quarter lies in its rarity and condition. As with any collectible, the better the condition, the higher the value. Most 1986 quarters that were in circulation have signs of wear, such as scratches, discoloration, and other marks. However, finding one that has been carefully stored and preserved in near-perfect condition is a true treasure. These well-preserved coins are becoming harder to find, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar to add them to their collections. And here's the big question: how much could your 1986 quarter be worth? If you happen to have one of these coins in outstanding condition, or even better, if it has a rare minting error, you could be holding on to something worth an incredible $58,000. Yes, that's right, $58,000 for a single 1986 quarter. It's amazing how something as simple as a coin can hold such immense value, but that's the beauty of coin collecting. If you're someone who loves searching through your change, checking your collections, or even scouring online marketplaces for rare finds, make sure to keep your eyes peeled for that 1986 quarter. You never know when you might stumble upon one that's worth far more than its face value. Thank you for tuning in today. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future discoveries. Until next time, happy hunting, and good luck with your coin collecting adventures.